and gentlemen, good afternoon to you, evening almost. Thank you so much, first of all, for your patience. I know we're running a little bit late, but we're just about to start. And so, as most of you know, those of you who are here, today is the official launch of the SOS CDSL No Child Alone campaign, and of course, we'll be having a panel discussion here in just a bit as well. So just to make sure everyone's on the same page so that everyone knows what SOS CDSL does, I'll give you a brief description about SOS Children's Village. Now, the SOS Children's Village in Sri Lanka is an organization that provides alternative care for children who have lost parental care here in the country. So SOS CDSL has been serving in Sri Lanka for the last 37 years or so, and we have villages across the country that serve around 41,000 children. You will get the statistics today, and hopefully more information today as well. Now, the goal of SOS CDSL is to give children the opportunity to grow up in a loving household with parents, with a community that supports them, and hopefully that will help them become better citizens in the country. And today, with the launch of SOS CDSL, the No Child Alone campaign, what we try to do is we try to make you aware of the hardships and the requirements that these children have, and hopefully in doing so you'll be able to join hands with us, help spread the message, and help support these children who are in need. And so, we do have a panel who will be joining us, but before we get into all of that, as with all good things here in Sri Lanka, we'd like to start with the tradition, the lighting of the oil lamp. We'd like to invite our distinguished guest to please join us. Could I first invite Mr. Sujeeva Rajapaksa, Managing Partner of PTO Partners, to please join us in lighting of the oil lamp. Followed by Mr. Nishara Fernando, PhD sociologist. We have Dr. Kiranti Vijayamama, MBBS, Vice Chairperson of the Committee on the Rights of the Child. Please join us. Can you go ahead, sir? Mr. Chimpaka Fernando of Senan Bank, join us as well. Mr. Takshila Dalapati from Hines. Mr. Tangeswar. Mr. Vajra Vijayasuriya. Mr. Nishan Karan. And communications to do the welcome address and, of course, give an introduction to the No Child Alone. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, friends of the media and panelists. And the invited to our meeting today, our corporate partners. Thank you very much for coming. So, in less than a month, we will be in the festive season, celebrating with our families and friends. Houses will be decorated and special treats will be prepared, and that's how we normally celebrate this time. However, during this long time that we will all be celebrating with our loved ones, not every child or not everyone is fortunate enough to celebrate in the same way. So we are here today to talk about this segment. When the whole world celebrates, some of them will be left behind, and we are here to talk about them. So this No Child Alone campaign by SOS Children's Villages Sri Lanka is initiative that will talk about the challenges faced by children who are growing up alone. It is critical that these children get all the love and care that they need to be strong leaders in society tomorrow, because it is the society that we are all going to live in that will be affected. So, SOS Children's Villages Sri Lanka has been providing alternative care for the last 27 years in Sri Lanka. and we cannot do this alone. Hence, with your support, we will be able to give the children a good life, a nutritious meal, their education, etc., without having to worry about tomorrow. So we are looking at both these segments actually as a two-pronged. One is we are looking at the solution for children who have already lost their care. The other would be prevention of such cases. So I think the best of the knowledge of the situation are sitting here today, and they'll be sharing their thoughts and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was Deputy Director, Fund Development and Communications, Sonika Sanratna. So with that being said, with our panelists here with us, I'd actually like to open the floor with Dr. Hiranti Vijayamana and actually do a brief description of our missions and what she's done so far. She's currently Vice Chairperson of the Committee on the Rights of the Child. She's a graduate of the Faculty of Medicine at Colombo. She's a fellow of the Sri College of Community Physicians. She has an MPH from the Harvard School of Public Health and has worked as a National Professional Officer for UNICEF Colombo from 1977 to 2003. She has undertaken consultancies for UNICEF in Kathmandu, Bangkok, Amman, and UNICEF headquarters in New York as well. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Dr. Hiranti.
Thank you very much for that introduction and welcome to everyone. So as you can see, most of my life I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I have two children and I have two grandchildren. So, but I have also embraced, I think, the children of Sri Lanka and at one time also the children of the world, because I worked in many countries. And so for me, children are extremely precious. And I feel a country which puts their children first, you have to put children first. In the family, in the community, in the country, and that is really how you build the future. I always say the development of a country cannot be judged by skyscrapers, hotels, luxury shops. All these seem to be sprouting here, there, and everywhere. It can be only judged by how we look after our children. Because if we look after our children, we automatically look after the future of our nation. Now, while all these nice words are said by me and so many people, today we know that children are in jeopardy. The children of our country are in jeopardy. Why? Because families are having problems. There are lots of single parent families, mostly mothers who can't cook because they don't, they cannot survive, they don't have income, they can't look after children, and most of the children, I must tell you, who are in institutions, and I have been to institutions all over this country, most of the children are not orphans. They are not orphans. They have at least a single parent, usually a mother, who is unable to look after the child. And the saddest part of that whole process is, after some time, if the institution is far away from the mother's home, the child loses contact with the mother. And when the child is 18, he or she is told, look, you are no longer a child. I'm afraid the boys end up with street gangs and the girls can end up with that happens. So in that context, in that scenario of so many thousands of children being vulnerable, I think it's very, very opportune that SOS Village has been working on this issue for many years, and they are continuing to work, not only getting children into SOS Village situations and protecting them, but also working in the community to prevent it happening. As a public health person, I think we must prevent as much as possible. So if we can prevent it happening by supporting supporting the family. So because there's nothing more important to a child than the family. I'm sure all of you will say for us, all of us here as adults, what matter to us most is our family. So not having a family is one of the worst things that can happen to a child. So helping families in communities so that they can let the child be there and function to the extent possible. Sometimes you can't. If that is not possible, getting them into a caring situation, which is what business is doing, I think is also something very, very important. So I'm really, I mean, anything to do with children, of course, I always say yes. And so I'm really happy to join SOS in this campaign. And I hope through the media we can generate some interest, some feelings of, wanting to do. In life, it's not just what you do for your children that matters. You have to do something for other children who don't have but your children. We have to inculcate that in our people because it is only then that we can sort out many of the problems that are there because the children who come from these situations are the children who end up, and I have seen it, I've gone to the jails, I've gone to the jail and all these places. All those people who end up there are people who, when they were children, they did not get support from their families. They were in difficulties. They had to fend for themselves. They joined street gangs, got in. That is how that happened. So I think we need to prevent that happening to the extent possible. I'm not saying we can do everything for everyone, but I think someone very knowledgeable said the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first few steps. So I think these are the first few steps that we are taking to SOS Village to do something for our precious children. I think there are so many dedicated people here and so many people with us. And also the other people who are supporting in the campaign. This is a very worthy cause. I have all my life worked for children. I cannot think of anything better. So that's all really I have to say, and I think it's the wonderful beginning. And let's all join hands and make a difference and help SOS to continue their wonderful work.
Thank you very much. I think that's a perfect note to start off the rest of the discussions as well. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that step is being taken today, and hopefully you will help us take the rest of those steps as well. I'd also like to invite Dr. Nishant Fernando to please speak a few words. He's a PhD sociologist. His domains of proficiency include youth and education, information systems and society, conflict, and vulnerable children and volunteerism. Nishant Fernando.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Uh, I would like to draw your attention to two important concepts which are very, very important for us to think about. Now, family and socialization process. Now, as you know, we all are members of a particular family. Now, family is the first step of socialization of a child. So, the child or the children learn about their values, norms, also about their culture from their family. So, parents are very important. Now, at the same time, you can also think about what is going to happen to the children who do not have their parents. Now, nowadays, we are talking about single parent families, we are talking about female headed households, and also now which is a very important concept. We are talking about hidden female-headed households, which are not, we are not in a position to, number it. So the point is, these are hidden social issues in Sri Lanka. And at the same time, now, when we talk about poverty, right? Now, this is the first place where children, where parents transmit all their characteristics to the children. In other words, children, they are the ones who, take all the values and norms from their parents, and they start to generate, and not only generate, but also they try to move forward with their characteristics to their next generation, right? So in this context, it's very important for us to break this cycle. So we have to break this cycle from the family. So the point is, now what is going to happen to the children who do not have both parents, or who have to suffer with a single parent? So what is going to happen is, they are open for a lot of risk, shocks, and stress situations. And on the other hand, they are not in a position to successfully cope with it. Right? Now, as a result of that, what is going to happen is, most of the children end up in these kind of like institutions. So the point is, when they move into these kind of institutions, we have to carefully look after them, and also at the same time, we need to break the cycle of poverty, right? Even with regard to institutionalized children. Now, in this context, this approach is very important for children, for us to break the cycle of intergenerational transmission of poverty, which is very, 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 very important. Now, in this program, we are talking about two groups: institutionalized children, and at the same time, children who are vulnerable at the selected locations. So we want to break that cycle in their family, which is also very important. And because we don't want to move them into institutions. So this two-way approach will definitely help the children to build up a secure life in the future, which is I think very, very important in sociological terms. But in Sri Lanka, these are very hidden, right, issues. But a lot of issues are reported, but I think the solutions are not so well implemented, right? So because of that, always we are talking about child poverty, then child social exclusion, vulnerability, these concepts. So I'm as a sociologist, I think it's very, very important for us to strengthen this program and also move forward with this, because at the end this will try to stop or at least minimize intergenerational transmission of poverty in Sri Lanka. And also, socially excluded children will definitely, this program will help them to like exclusion versus inclusion, and also like marginalization versus security, right? So all these concepts are can be those are very important. So at the same time, we need to think about how we should help this program. I as a sociologist, I fully I know what they have been doing, and I fully endorse, and I will give my full support for the program, even for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nishad. I think we all know, even from our own family backgrounds, when we grew up as children, our idols are our parents. And second, we lose that, or we are guided by someone who isn't maybe as who doesn't have the right ideals for our society, then maybe that can be very dangerous for the child who's growing. And with that, I'd actually like to invite Dr. Sujeeva Rajpaksha to speak a few words as well. I'll give you a brief introduction about him as well. He is the managing partner of BTO Partners. He has 30 years experience in audit and consultancy services. Is an expert in providing business advisory services for general trading, apparel, real estate, finance, and many other industries. And he's currently the chairman of Statutory Auditing Standard Monitoring Board, the international SOS partner of BDO Partners.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I was invited to take part in this event, in fact, I was asking myself what qualification do I have other than my so-called, professional qualification. But yet, being a father of two daughters, just after one is just after A levels, and another one is just doing A levels and A levels. I thought, yes, that is one of the reasons that I should be here. In the meantime, I have visited the SOS today a couple of times. Of course, there are different types because we are statutory auditors for SOS here in Sri Lanka from last year. Of course, appointed by international, the firm. Then I felt, look here, of course, in my case, I'm from Colombo, from Madhara, how, a village, we knew about the importance of these, children. And I was boarded in various places about 20 odd years, so therefore I did not have my parents, all the parents were there. I never had my parents, around me when I was studying, when I was doing everything, because I was boarded in hostels and various places. So I knew about the importance of parents, as we are well aware. Now, if you take a couple of examples, now what happened yesterday, you would have watched TV, you would have read papers about school boys, now, I mean, we have lost two lives. Why is that? Because those people have parents. Imagine. Those people, those two poor children, they had parents, but yet, they got into this. Now imagine the children who don't have parents, what's going to happen? So that is what I think we need to understand about the importance of this. I think it's a huge psychological impact. We have watched TV yesterday, right? We have watched enough things yesterday. Imagine their parents feeling about when in the morning you send them to school or tuition classes, in the evening they come in a coffin. So, you can imagine. Having said that, I feel, yes, every child has a right. Every child has a right to have all these comforts, although they don't have till, the parent, they may be single parent. Now, my experience in my firm for last 30 odd years, I have interviewed thousands and thousands of young boys and girls for me to get them absorbed into my firm, for them to do professional accountancy. Of course, so they are called article clerks or audit trainees. When they come, now they come with various difficulties. And sometimes, parents come, they say, it's a single parent. Now earlier, of course, if you take about 10, 15 years, doctor, I think we don't want to say that we are divorcees and we don't want to say that we are single parent. Now, it's basically everybody's talking about it. This is nothing, you don't have to hide anything, but society about couple of days ago, I think we didn't want to talk those things. Even my two daughters, when we get together, when we have a meal, I always make sure that Sunday is their day, I be with them. So we discuss various matters and openly, because now, especially so-called millennials, could be the other group. They come to this world with the maybe laptops and with maybe smartphones, and they are so intelligent in everything. Of course, I am very sad to say that, I am ashamed to say that, certain things I don't know. That is the the way that things are happening in this world. So therefore, it's our, I being a corporate sector guy, it's our responsibility to make sure we nurture them, we look after them. Looking at from my side, I always feel that we need to have some kind of feeling. There are billionaires in this country, millionaires in this country. We don't feel that. Here we earn money. I'm a strong Buddhist. I know what Buddhist philosophy is. We need to spend. We need to invest some money in those worth causes as well, which we don't do that. Probably maybe due to some reason because people we don't feel that, but someone should open their eyes and say, hey, there's another sector, there's another segment of people who deserve that your investment be made. I'm sure that through this, I will certainly unconditionally, I will support this. I'm extremely happy to see, the celebrities like Pooja, and also I heard my friend Roshan also around, which is very important, and we will also take part in this because Roshan is I need him because I was also getting involved in cricket administration long ago, not now. And it's important for us to get involved. Then I'm sure that other corporate sector people also will get because I know there are so many activities in corporate sector. I think you are aware about corporate social CSR programs. There are so this is the most important CSR program for me. I can tell you. Not about other things to have your nice programs in your annual report. It's not the program that these are programs, but we must, I think we all should support. So, from my side, I'll be very happy to do that. I'm delighted to be here and I'll continue to make sure that, I'll continue to patronize and invest my personal funds as well. So, thank you for my.
Thank you so much. And maybe Mr. Sajid can help us start a cooking campaign. Training. All right. So, like we said, now all of these children, we are currently helping hundreds of children in the SOS children's villages, but there are thousands who are currently at risk of losing parental care, and we have to support those children as well, and hopefully open our doors to them as well. And that's sort of where you come in, because we need help, we need support. We wouldn't be able to do any of this and help these children without your support. To either spread the word or at least or financial donations or support in some way or the other. And I think our brand ambassador, Pooja Shambit, can touch a little bit about that as well. First, Pooja Shambit.
Everyone, my bone, and a very good evening. I'm dead tired, just got back from Jaffna, and I was telling Aki, I don't think I can make it. I just can't smile even. I'm just so sapped. I don't have any energy. But the moment I heard you guys were here, my brothers and sisters from the media were here, because I have to come and speak to you. I wanted to. Maybe my singularly with that. Come up with English. Come up with English. Come up with. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, like Aya here, I have been in a hostel since age 4 to age 22. I was in a hostel. So without parents, without Ami Tati to tell you what's right, what's wrong, what to do, what not to do. I had the best of teachers. I studied in a convent, so there was discipline instilled. There was all the good principles, values, morals instilled into all of us. And only because we had good teachers, good wardens, good sisters, good principals around, that all of us turned out to be amazing individuals. I believe that we're all amazing individuals, and the fact that I remember my brother feeling really rejected. He said he felt that maybe my parents don't want me. That's why they've thrown me away to a hostel. And I didn't feel that way. I guess it's different in personalities also. Um, so the moment I stepped into, because I was a very insecure child, I was a very pessimistic child, I was a child that was always scared, I would always sit at the back seat, I would never answer questions, I would never take part in any programs, I would not come on stage, I would not come to the mic, I wouldn't want to talk. I was that kind of a person. I think it's also because when you don't have parents to push you and say, darling, you can do it, go ahead. You just always take a back seat. And today, if my friends were to see me sitting on a stage or a podium like this and talking, they wouldn't believe it. Because that Pooja was a very timid and quiet and a very scared kind of a person. But over a period of time, when you have your teachers and so-called, they are your proxy parents, so to speak. And we had some amazing teachers like that, modern. So the moment now, the reason why I came because the media is here was SOS. The moment somebody told me about SOS Children's Village, I had no clue that Sri Lanka had something called the SOS Children's Village, and I didn't know that they had centers all over Sri Lanka. I didn't know that they had something called the Family Strengthening Program, which is where what all of you are talking about, where before a child can be put into a children's village to be looked after because they don't have parents or because both the parents are look after the child, they first go to the family, they go to the community, they strengthen that family to be able to look after themselves and the child or the children. So that way you're making sure those children don't get institutionalized, right? So that was nice to know about, and the fact that there is an institution that's been working here for 37 years in Sri Lanka, looking after around 41,000 children, and I had no clue, which means they didn't have big awareness or PR campaigns previously. And if I'm not mistaken, it was also because they didn't need any funding from within the country to a large extent because you were getting funds from abroad. You were getting funds from Europe, Germany, and Austria, and I think a few years ago when Sri Lanka became on the World Index map, we became the middle income earning country. So I think it's fair. So what the international organization, what they told us was, your children you need to look after. I think it's fair enough. Our children we need to look after with our funds because our people in the country are earning enough. So then they can use those funds to other poorer nations. They can, uh, what's it called? Divert the funds to poorer nations than Sri Lanka. Now, it came all of a sudden, and then I think it was not expected, and we've been given only about 5 years to become self-sufficient, which means every year they're going to cut 20%. Every year 20%, within 5 years, 100% funding is going to stop. So we are already on the second year, and 2019, 20, 2023, actually, we have to become self-sufficient, which means all the funding required for all the children's villages plus the family strengthening program funds, the money required for it, needs to be generated from within the country, from amongst us, which I think is fabulous because I would be proud to say that, you know what, I'm supporting my kids. These are my kids. Tomorrow I don't know what's going to happen, but for the time being, this is what we're doing at the moment, and it's beautiful because I think Sri Lanka is such a beautiful country. It's a small, chippy nation, and I think we can achieve great, excellent things much faster than other bigger countries. I think it's an advantage for us. So from the media, my heartfelt request is awareness ek one. We need for people to become aware, to get to know that there's something like something called the SOS Children's Villages, what it is that they're doing, how they have survived all these years, and what is of utmost importance at the moment is that we get funds. Funds is the main thing that's right. What we need right now because we have excellent fathers and mothers, and the network is fabulous. That's already sorted, right? We have people with a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication. I would invite all of you to come and visit one of the villages, uh, either Jaffna or Nurelia or Unragal, Anuradhapura, Gaul or Piliyandal. Everybody goes to Piliyandal, but I would suggest you go and visit the other villages. You'll see how beautiful it is. It's not like usually when you have a particular picture in your head when you think of an orphanage, you think of just all the kids in a dormitory and then they're all just beds next to each other and not looked after properly, because you can't fault them because they don't have money either. But you walk into an SOS and I'm thinking, my gosh, some of these children have a better life than children staying in their own homes with their own parents. That's how well they're looked after, and I think these children deserve to be looked after that way. What I like the most about SOS is just like how in the hostel that I was in the convent that I was in, it's a village, you have about 10 or 12 homes, separate individual homes. Each home has an ammi who has dedicated her life to looking after children. She leaves her family behind in her village. She takes a decision, the commitment, the selfless commitment, sacrifice of looking after somebody else's children. So she comes into the house, so she's a mother there, and then she's given 10 kids to look after. Those 10 children grow up as siblings, as brothers and sisters. And tomorrow it's beautiful to see them when the oldest brother is getting married. There's a little flower girl and a page boy, and then you have the bridesmaids and all of them together. And it's so beautiful because then the mother's all cheering, and it's her little son who's getting married to a girl from India, maybe. Right? I remember you went to India the other day, and then one of the boys, was it one girl? It was a girl, so you gave her away, right? Everybody calls him Dada, father, so he's Appa. So it's beautiful because at the end of the day, they have a family life. They grow up with siblings. And last time, Paurutu, I was in Norelia, and on Facebook I saw some kids saying, "Akki, api tenava me Aurutu samaranda." And I was like, okay, they're coming to Norelia, Aurutu samaranda. How come up again? I just let it go because I didn't understand what those boys were talking about. To see this boy working in Qatar, right? Yep. And then he for the whole village, for all the kids, for his little brothers and sisters, for every home, he sponsored all the toys, and then we got special dates. You got a box of dates, I got 2 boxes of dates, and I think Asagiraki also got special, dates from UAE. So the fact that he comes back, and then specially he had got a special sari for his mother, right? And then all the mothers sit around and they're all showing mage puta menna me sari mata sonna, mage puta mata me dress ikadunna. It's so beautiful that the mother's talking about somebody. She looked after somebody else's child, and these children, each child brings the mother a gift. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, and why not support a cause like this? Because these children are growing up extremely confident. These children are growing up in strength. They're growing up in love, in joy, in happiness. And then tomorrow, I would not be able to tell a person from, okay, you had a father and mother, and you from SOS, you haven't had a father or mother. No. In fact, sometimes you'll find probably, he'd probably be better than me in terms of the kind of person that he or she has become. So a lot of success stories, when you go and visit those children, more than the ones who are already there, the ones who've left, who've grown up and who got jobs and who come back, and when they come back and tell you their stories, and they're not sad, they're not, අපේ life we've had a raw deal they speak with so much of what do you say, with so much of gratitude and thanksgiving in their heart. You realize that I wish he or she was my brother or sister. So that's the reason why I would want everybody from the media to support us in terms of just at least putting it out there for people to see. Because like I said, there are a lot of corporates, a lot of individuals, a lot of businessmen who have the money, maybe do not know that there's something noble, a beautiful cause like this. So the moment they get to know, maybe we could influence them to come and help us out. And the doors are open anytime, any day for everybody to come and just, see the place, meet the children. And another thing I like about this place is, I think by law, they expect the institutions to let the children go by 18, right? But they don't do that because at 18, I don't think any of us would have been equipped to face the world. So they decide, they look after children till if they want to study further, they make sure that they get people to donate for their education and their stay, and then you have a hostel where the kids can stay right after about 22 till they find 22, 23, and then once they've grown wings strong enough to fly is when they let these kids go, which is amazing. So I got to know about this. Roshan, Mahanamaya and me, both of us, I'm sure he probably knew you guys much before, but I got to know about SOS 2 years ago, and I jumped in. I mean, I don't know how to swim. So, but if this was a swimming pool, and I was asked to jump into the deep end, with me not knowing how to swim, I would have jumped because I know, I would have. There's no harm, or I wasn't going to, drown myself. So with all the, what do you say, with all that I have in my heart, I'm asking all of you to please support us. Because there's only so much that each individual can do, but when all of us get together, you know how it is, right? I mean, everybody knows the story. Lots of us getting together will actually convert this into a success story. it's already a successful story, but it's going to be an excellent, successful, sustainable story, which I think everybody, I would like for people to say, you know what, SOS Sri Lanka has achieved what we all have been wanting to achieve for such a long time. I want that. I want us to reach that position in our country for our kids. And I'm sure if you get all the support, you will be able to support other institutions as well. Because I was asking Aya the other day, what if you had just people coming and just dropping their kids off saying, I can't look after this child. You please take the child into your village, because there are some villages that have only 10 homes, and some homes have already, most of the homes already have 10 children. So then what do you do? Because then are you going to build a new house? Then you need funds to build a new house. You need, you need money for food. You need money for books and education and all of that. So that's when he said, no, we try and avoid. We try to, like I said, nip it at the bud. We go to the villages and make sure that we strengthen that particular family. So he or she, that parent, will not bring the child back to our village. So it's an amazing cause. So please, thank you so much for coming. I know it's just, it's a sleepy afternoon, but thank you so much for coming, and I know you guys are going to help us with it, so I'm already excited about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was our brand ambassador, Pooja Mahashatra. I think since we didn't speak about the family unit, I think the father, Lanka, must speak now. He has dedicated his career to social care in helping children without parental support for the last 30 years or so, and once again, Mr. Divakar Abdul, National Director of Children's Village, Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Pooja, for helping me and sorting out most of the things. But I have to say, the 2 years she has taken the journey of 31 years, I've been in SOS, but she speaks very well about SOS than me now. No child is allowed, is our theme, and never give up on a child. I've been a SOS co-worker, I've been a SOS father in Morelia village. I'm so proud I've given 45 girls, 24 boys in marriage, giving my name as a father. And I have 33 grandchildren. And I'm very proud of it because I have a big family. I go any part of this country, I have someone. Even my tire gets punctured, I have to call someone if there's something. In the darkness, if I have to go and stay somewhere, I don't need to go to a hotel. I have children all over. That was from the Norni village. But now I'm doing a different job as national director, but we have children all over Sri Lanka. And I would say there is also a percentage who have not done well. Otherwise, I will fail in my duty and I will be lying. But 95% of children who are born out of the society, they are employed and doing very well. And more than 600 boys and girls have got married and they are in the society. So these are the real achievements of SOS. Why I say at the beginning this is, we never allowed the child to be alone. We were behind. What is unique in SOS will give you some answers to Dr. Nishara and Doctor's point of view, because they have someone in SOS to fall back. They have a family. The SOS mother doesn't go off. She's retired and she's living in SOS. She's a grandma. And the boys and girls who are in society comes back to the house and see them, including us. I was in Norelia on Saturday for some work, and I got a call from one of my daughters who's living in India, and her daughter has attended, and that was the function. So I said, I'm almost in Norelia. No, uncle, you should come, because you should be the first person to pour the water. So this is the link we have, and yesterday I was there because I have to cut short and come back, because this is how we have a long way and history with SOS. So I don't want to take long, because Pooja has very clearly told what we are doing. What we do, what is unique is we have someone to fall back, and we have a mother and children. Of course, we play the father's role wherever the village director is there and wherever it is necessary. But we are not a 100% full-fledged normal family. That's why we want to help in the community where the children are at risk of losing parental care. We want to help them so that they don't come to SOS or any institution. That's our first aim. But unfortunately, there is a group where we can't help. It comes back. I will once again say, not only that, we have to strengthen the government system where they have to do a proper study before putting a child into an organization, institution, or even to SOS. What is other unique factor in SOS is siblings are living together although the law says siblings has to be separated once they lose their parent. But we have gone beyond that and we have taken up this up to the parliament. And now the law will change very soon. Unfortunately, the parliament is not in function. In November, we were supposed to make a paper in the parliament to make SOS Children's Village a family-like care. And it was all agreed, but now it has been taken, I have to take a back seat and it wait till to go back. But I will never give up on this and I will see that SOS Children's Villages is a family-like care, but it is not a family care. It is a family-like care. Why I say that is, it is not the natural. But we are trying our best to go closer to them. In the meantime, we are also supporting in the communities wherever children are at the risk of losing parental care. We support them so that they don't lose their parental care. So these are the two programs where we are working very hard on that, and we have been achieving. As of now, as Pooja said, we also have lots of undergraduates and graduates, more than 50 in our programs who are in the society, and they are doing extremely well in Sri Lanka. Some are out of the country, and they are in different places, including the media, who are doing extremely well in media. I can't mention names. I can't tell, it's not fair, because our society is not ready to accept everyone like that. But a time will come. I'm sure time will come, they will tell openly. And we are working on that very hard, and we are sure we can achieve that. Lastly, I would also like to say that, as Pooja said, we didn't do much publicity. We had enough funds and funds were coming. We had sponsors out of the country. And about 4 years or 5 years back, we were told, okay, Sri Lanka is a mid-income country. It's right or wrong, it's up to not my thing. However, poverty line is very low. I am working very closely with Dr. Nishara to find out this in village level. But there are things which is blocking, but we will go further, because that is the easiest way to identify if the poverty line is there from a village. What is the poverty index line? It's very easy, but in Sri Lanka we don't have, but in India we have. Because if that is there, we can see that the index line goes up. That means the village is improving, then the poverty is not there. So there is the systems has to be put in place, which we are sure we will do more advocacy to do this, so that children of Sri Lanka we can live with their parents. As I said earlier, because we were not interested much, the fault is ours, because we were getting funds, we were going smoothly. But then came the mid-income, this is a mid-income country, Sri Lanka, and by 2020, we had to be self-sufficient. That was the first thing. But we, as a team in Sri Lanka, we really fought against this, and we dragged it up to 2023. But still, our growth is 18% every year, which I must congratulate my team. They are doing a hard work, and 18% growth in Sri Lanka with a little bit of awareness, it's a great thing. And we also need a lot of money to invest to get money. And it is not easy to, in Sri Lanka, without investing, getting awareness. However, I must thank the media because they have been really supportive for us throughout, giving us publicity, and I would like to get more and more publicity to see that all our children of Sri Lanka are looked after by Sri Lankans, which is one of our dreams, and we are hoping it will come. In the meantime, we are also trying our best, if possible, this 2023 can be dragged in a little bit further. But it's not easy because they have put a deadline, but we are really confident on that, and we are working very hard. That is the bottom line, what I need to tell to the media as well as to the corporates. I also must thank the corporates. They have, whenever we try to start something, they have been really supportive. And also, Pooja and Roshan has been really wonderful within these last 2 years. They have done extremely well. I was a little upset when Pooja said she's not fit, but she has to be with me in Anuradhapura tomorrow. We are doing another for getting 75 sponsors, long-term sponsors who would like to get involved in SOS work. And we are doing this in Anuradhapura tomorrow. So you have to be fit and you have to definitely travel tomorrow morning. And mind you, she also doesn't ask for a vehicle. She travels in public transport, for your information. So we have ambassadors who are really supportive to us. And they also don't make a big fuss. So this is the type of people we should have in the organization to go further. So I invite all of you to be part of SOS. We have some long-standing sponsors who have come all the way from Germany, but he loves Sri Lanka. He has been supportive, and we have people like that who have come, who is sponsoring from Anuradhapura. We didn't invite all the sponsors because we can't accommodate everyone, but whenever we ask for something, They are always with us. But they have their limitations. That's why we want to spread the word out and get more and more people involved, even in a small way. Not only money. Please don't misunderstand. Not only money. You can come and help us in education. I want all the children to go into the university, which is not possible. Then we can do a diploma. They can go into they can do a vocational training. So you can support in different ways. You can be a counselor. You can be a supportive person to come and help a young one because these children have undergone a lot of tremendous trouble in their smaller days. So they are not. Sometimes it takes time for them to become normal. So I invite all of you to be part of this SOS family so that we can together pull it out and by 2023 we can support our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So clearly we have a very strong family here. What I hope to do is hopefully grow that family with your help. I also understand that we have two long-standing donors of SOS who are here with us today. I would just really briefly like to bother you to maybe speak a few words about your experience sponsoring Mr. Kangesa. I think he's with us. Would you like to speak just a few words about
Coming all the way from there, so you have to.
just about what the experience was like and what you see at SOS Children's Villages. Your first time experience.
First time also for a lot of people. I live in Germany. I used to come very often to Sri Lanka and volunteer and friend. He got a person in Germany and he used to help SOS in Germany. And then when he came to Sri Lanka, he asked me to shoot the SOS village. And first time I went with him to the SOS village. And then he wanted to sponsor a child. He came all the way from Germany to sponsor a child. Then I thought, as I was Sri Lanka, I never knew that. So one organization, that there we can help. Then at the same time, I also started to help the children. Now I am doing about 4 years. 4 years, and I used to visit about 2 to 3 times to the child, and I'm very, very happy to see that child. The growth is in front of me in education, in other activities, and everything. And I feel very, very happy, and I would thank you, the SOS, the opportunity to help the SOS. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No.
Mr. Rajan, a few words about your experience with the SOS Children's Village. Take a word.
The first time I'm seeing Pooja in person, right? And what she said, is exactly what I have got to say. Right? I became, a sponsor in Donor, in 2012, when this Somra Tagawagi suddenly gave me a call and he told me about the SOS village. Since then, I've been looking after 2 children in Anuradhapura, and I got my sister who's in Australia to get her to, sponsor another 3 children. She sponsors one, and her daughter and the son sponsor, another 2 children. I visit, the village at least twice a year, right? And every time I go, like Pooja said, from the time that I enter till I go to that particular house, I see the children are so happy, so contented, they have been well looked after. And I'm so happy that, I have become, sort of father for 2 children. And I will, as I said, I'm always working with, what's her name, Radhika. Radhika, she has been very supportive. And I told that I will, also sponsor other 3 children from today onwards, right? And I'm happy to do so because I'm so, they are so focused, right? And then, I'm so happy to be a donor. And I'll be, always there, whatever the small capacity that I can help, for them to do, to the villages to grow from to better heights. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you've heard first-hand experiences of these donors and these sponsors and from the family of SOS Children's Villages. And that wraps things up. But if you from the media, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Single Basa statement at the campaign of SOS Children's Village. questions? Anything specific, maybe about statistics, or maybe what the next step is with Mrs. Children's Villages, anything of the sort? Feel free to. No? Would we be able to give a closing remark, maybe in Sinhala as well, just to help out?
ඇත්තම SOS සමාගම් කියන්නේ පෞල් පරිසරයක් ඇතුලේ දීර්ඝකාලීනව දරුවන් හදන ආයතනයක්. නමුත් අර මුලදී මම ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කිව්වා වගේම අවසාන කතාවට තමයි SOS සමාගමන්ට හෝ වෙනත් විකල්ප රැකවරණයකට දරුවෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ දරුවා මව සහ පියාත් එක්ක ජීවත් වෙන එක තමයි වැදගත්ම දේ. ඒ නිසා තමයි අපි පෞල් ශක්තිමත් වැඩසටහනක් පටන් ගන්න. ගම්වල බොහෝ දුරට දැනට ළමයි 4000කට වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් වැඩ කරගෙන යනවා. මට මේක ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කියන්න බැරුණා නම් වැදගත්ම දේ තමයි දැනට අපේ මේ පෞල් ශක්තිමත් කිරීමේ වැඩසටහන කොයිතරම් දුරට සාර්ථකද කියන එක මම රජයට ලියලා දීලා තියෙනවා. හරියටම කොයි ආකාරයකද මේක කරන්න පුළුවන්? ඉතාම සුළු මුදලෙන් ඉතාමත්ම ලස්සනට මේ වැඩේ කරන්න පුළුවන් රජයට අපිට පුළුවන් ටෙක්නිකල් සපෝට් එක දෙන්න. ඒක අපි ගාව ඒක තියෙනවා. නමුත් අපි ගාව මුදල් නැහැ ලොකු දේවල් කරන්න. අපි ළමයි 4000කට කරනවා. අපිට පුළුවන් නම් ගම්වල මේ වැඩේ හරියටම කරගන්න. අර ડોක්ටර් කිව්වා වගේ වැඩි කාලයක් යන්න ඉස්සර මේ දරුවෝ කවදාකවත් අසරණ තත්ත්වයකටපත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේ රටේ මම කාටවත් දොස් කියන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් බජට් එකේ පවා දරුවන්ට කියන වෙලා ගාන සෑහ්න දුකයි කියන්නේ දරුවෝ. අදුම ගාන තියෙන
ඊළඟට අඩුවෙන් තියෙන කාන්තාවයි.
සමහර වෙලාවට ඒක දුකයි. නමුත් අපි ආයතන කීපයක්ම එකතු කළා මේ අවුරුදු වල අපි කියලා මේ අවුරුද්දේ බජට් එක ආවේ නැහැ. නමුත් බජට් එකට 0.3ක බජට් එකක් දාන්න අපි සූදානම් කරා. නමුත් බලන් ඉන්න කොයි විදිහට මේක වෙන්නේ අපි හිතනවා මේකවත් මේ අවුරුද්දේ කියලා. අපි කියන්නේ පෞල් ශක්තිමත් කිරීමේ වැඩසටහන වගේ දේවල් කරොත් හරියට මොනිටර් කරලා අපිට පුළුවන් ගොඩක් දරුවෝ මේ රටේ ඉන්න දරුවන්ට උදව් කරන්න. ඉතින් SOS සමාගමෙන් තවත් කරන දෙයක් තමයි අපි දැන් ඉදිරිපත් කළා කියනවා රජයට කියන්නේ. ළමා නිවාසවල අම්මලා තාත්තලා නැතිව ඉන්නවා නම් දරුවෝ ඒ දරුවෝ SOS සමාගමයට දෙන්න. අනිත් දරුවෝ ටික අම්මලා තාත්තලා කෙනෙක් කරලා අපේ පෞල් ශක්තිමත් කරනවාට දෙන්න. රජයෙන් විදක් කරන මුදලක් දෙනවා නම් අපිට දෙන්න. අපි උදව් කරනවා කියලා. ඉතින් ඒකත් අපි very openly කියලා දෙනවා. ඒක අපි ඉස්සරහට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. එතනින් නවතින්න නැතුව අර කිව්වා වගේ. කවදාකවත් කිසිදා දරුවෙකු අපි නොහරින්නේ. අතරින්නේ. ටිකටම වැඩ කරනවා ඒ දරුවෝ එක්ක. ඒ නිසා කොහොම හරි ක්‍රමයක් හදා ගන්නවා මේ දරුවෝ ඉස්සරහට වැඩ කරන්න. ඒ ටික තමයි මට අවසාන වශයෙන් කියලා තියෙන ඕනම දෙයක් ඕනම භාෂාවෙන් කරන්න අපිට ප්‍රොම්ප්ට් දෙන්න.
Since these children come from broken homes, some of them, how do they interact with one another? Are they friendly or do they rebel?
At the beginning, they are rebel. I have to accept that because they will have certain things in their mind and they take it out in a different way. They might pinch, they might hurt, but time goes on because you are in a group of children and when you see the other ones are settling down nicely, when the mother is looking after the other one, in the morning they get up and go to school and it slowly becomes into them and they inculcate this. In the meantime, if it is worse, then of course we have certain counselors internally, externally, sometimes we have to take to psychiatrists. We have this system and we also work with other organizations where they are expert in that. Where we are not expert, we fall back and ask the help from them.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I think that's an important point. Children act like that when their needs are not met. When their basic needs are not met, then they manifest. What you see is anger, stubborn, So as he very rightly said, when they look after those needs, automatically that bad behavior also subsides. But it's a way of expressing some basic need you don't have. So if you don't have a parent, at least if you have a substitute parent who is acting like a parent, makes a huge difference. And love, affection, caring, those are things that are used. So I can understand what you said. ක්‍රමක්‍රමේ අර කියන අර අඩුපාඩුකම් මේ නියම විදියට ඒවා ඒකට මේ විදියක් යොදනකොට that behavior also gets this. Bad behavior in children is an expression of anger, is an expression of unmet need. So we must remember if you meet those needs, whichever way possible, I think they will sort out.
So all these children will girls and boys taking up finding good employment, settled?
Yeah, 95% in SOS are employed. Also, I very openly said there is a percentage about 5, like the normal families, who have gone wrong. Still, we are trying, but not easy. But we are still trying.
Looking at from a different angle, as we are aware now, the aging population in this world, I think it's around, I believe, 57%. It's becoming more and more, especially in the Asian countries. So therefore, it's our responsibility to make sure we look after these so-called young boys and girls, and to make sure that at least they get into the society. Otherwise, every family now we have only two maximum, or sometimes most of the cases one. So imagine where are we going to have these children in future? It's going to be a huge issue. And I saw an article in Asian countries alone, that's going to be about 60% within the next couple of years are aging population. So that's going to be a huge impact to the entire society when it comes to the social, the responsibilities and the expenditure. So then I think this part has to be well looked after, at least for us to put them into the society.
Steve correctly said, because SOS Children's Village, although we call it Children's Village, in Sri Lanka we have 60% youth, more than 14 years now. That is why we are getting prepared with, we have 4 vocational training centers. We want to really, we have strengthened them so that they have an 86% pass rate with National Vocational Qualification 3, so that they are employed as a skilled worker, not as an unskilled worker. So that is one thing we are really, so we are also planning certain things, we don't want to fall them back. That is for the ones who want to go to vocational, but beyond that, they will go for diploma, they'll go for degrees. So last year, we managed to send about 14 to the universities. This year, we hope we have a plan, and every child has a child development plan, and every 6 months it's reviewed. Plus, we have a career likeness test, and we see how they are doing, and also we have certain ways we support education. If I tell you very openly, in 2008, our O-level pass rate was only 26%. It was not so good. So we set a target in the organization by 2016 we should reach 80%, which is a huge dream. But now, as of now, we are at 73%. We have come long way, and we are really happy, and we don't want to give it up. Now, to hold on that is a difficult thing. With the financial constraints, on the other side, to hold it on, it's a little difficult, but we won't never give up on this. We will do our best to further go up.
So within the group, do you all have any drug addicts or suicides?
Thank God
No.
that has not come up to now, but I'm really looking forward. Very soon we will have. We had a minor incident in Anuradhapura village. We worked out very fast, especially with the boys. But it's very, very difficult to minimize with the schools where the things are going now. So we are giving lots of education and awareness, but I'm pretty sure the next year we will face this, and we are getting ready for that. We are not waiting till that happens. We are preparing our youngsters. Even as of now, there's a training going on in the village for the youth educators, especially on these subjects. We have got all over the Sri Lankan SOS youth educators. We are giving training on this because we are faced now, next is holidays. So we want our youth to be completely occupied during the holidays. Not only education, extracurricular activities. If he's a cricketer, let him play cricket. Football, okay. So we want to have a full camp, full program, so that their mind is fully focused on that. The moment you allow them to be just free with 5, 6 boys getting together, or 5, 6 girls getting together, obviously we'll have problems. So if we are not prepared and if we don't take care, then we are going to face this.
Must be there is a time solving love affairs also.
Of course, part of the game.
Like I fought you on without love affair. So that is part of the whole thing.
I just forgot to mention another point. I walked into SOS Kiliyangal about a couple of months ago, and they had 3 different sessions. The mothers training program. Now that was amazing because they bring different mothers from different villages in batches, and they train them at the Kiliyangal village every year. It's a once-a-year program.
Once in 2 years, we do a refresher course, but for the new ones, we do a full thorough training for 3 months. For the mothers who are working, every 2 years they come for a refresher training for about 10 days continuously.
So and they're also like refreshed. They're truly refreshed because when I went and spoke to them, they were glowing any which ways. And they think that now they're looking after somebody else's children, and they're dedicating their time to come here, get trained to look after children better than what otherwise they probably know of. And the fact that SOS is taking that step further to train them is amazing. It's not just okay. තියෙනවා hall එකක් තියෙනවා warden එකක් දෙන්නා ළමයි නිදා ගන්නවද හරි ඕකේ මේ කන්න දුන්නා ස්කූල් එකට ගියා ආවයි. They're training the mothers, they have counselors like I said, and the children are not just given any food. You go to Novarelia, last time I went to Novarelia, where the mother was, she got the children, each mother has her own little garden, and she got her own little gotupola and all the little melon, whatever the leaf vegetables. And the children were plucking it, and then one of the kids will bring it in, and I asked him, I said, darling, what is this? It's good for, it's high in iron. Little child knows that it's high in iron. And I'm thinking, I didn't know that. My mother never told me that this was good. I mean, I know it's good for health, but the fact that that mother took that step further to tell that child it's high in iron or vitamin or whatever, minerals. The children are, they're being looked after them. That's the training. The mother's training. The second thing what I want to tell, because when I went to Monarval and I visited the Vocational Training Institute, I was amazed because I didn't tell anybody that I'm going to go through the rooms. I wanted to see the room. Now that's a surprise visit, right? Because I'm in the hostel, that's what our sisters used to do. There's a surprise visit, and then if your room's not clean, you get it with a bamboo stick, right? So I didn't go with the bamboo stick, but I just went to the rooms, and it was amazing how boys, not girls, the boys, the rooms, the shoes were lined up very neat, nothing out of place. They were not told that we're going to come and meanwhile, just at the spur of the moment, I decide to do something and I do it. So disciplined, so well kept, so clean, so well maintained. And then I go to the vocational training center, and then it was beautiful to see different classes happening, and then it was full. It was full with kids from the village, from inside the village, as well as kids from outside SOS who were studying and learning, and they were interested in wanting to do something with their life. And then the sad news was I heard that one of the vocational units may get shut down because there's not much funding coming from Germany.
Yeah,
what was that?
That is woodwork.
Woodwork, yeah. And amazing. Those kids were doing such lovely, carvings and very creative and talented children. And I was thinking, oh, please don't let the funding stop, because those kids were actually learning something, and you can sell those things. So it is, it's an income for the children if they grow up and want to be, craftsmen. So I hope they didn't stop the funding, and even if they do, I believe that we put together will be able to do something about it.
Just to add a couple of things, what Pooja said, unless you visit those places, you don't feel that. The day that I went to this place, not as a daughter, but as an auditor, I felt something different. Of course, like Pooja, I have not visited those places, inside. But by looking at surrounding and all that, I felt that the day that I left the place, I thought that I must become one of the sponsors. And then I continued to do that. That is that I urge this corporate leaders and even high individual network people must visit this place, take a couple of hours out from your busy schedule and visit those places and see what exactly they are doing. Then you will feel like
conviction in your heart.
Absolutely, that is what matters. So I think I urge these people to do that.
Thank you so much. Hopefully, all of you have an idea of what the SOS Children's Village does. We have a video presentation for you. Just take a look, and then you'll get a better understanding.
While having tea, they can also
Yes,
ask.
we have refreshments here as well. Just direct attention to the screen. We will get and get some refreshments as well.
ෂා කවුද මේ කට්ටිය? රුවන් මල්ලි මම නලින් අයියා. එතකොට මේ ඔයානේ මගේ අම්මානේ. SOS ගම්මානවල සෑම දරුවෙකුටම පවුල් පසුබිමක් නිර්මාණය කිරීම අපේ අරමුණයි. සෑම දරුවෙකුම සිය පවුල සමග ජීවත් විය යුතු බැවිනි. ඔබේ ආදරණීය පරිත්‍යාග මේ දරුවන්ට අවශ්‍යයි.
asianmirror.lk